Jai Baba to all Baba lovers. I was forced to talk a little bit over here when I am near the Samadhi. What incident happened when in 1958 we all women were called along with man members for a big savas. He brought us one day out of the 6 days which we were here, and he just had his sofa here on this side where he was lying down. He said, "A time will come when I will drop my body, and at that time my body will be resting in the place which I have prepared already. So those who have not seen my Samadhi are requested to go one by one and have the darshan of the Samadhi. But those who had already been there are to be seated here." So I was one of them who had already seen his Samadhi, and I did not go. After all taking darshan of Samadhi, Baba said that when I will drop my body, 60 years after this incident, the whole world will come, flock round this place, and this will be a very, very big city. People from 4 corners of the world will come down here for my darshan, and they will have it. And it was a very touching sight to remember. And when I say this, I remember the day we never thought it will come in our life. But unfortunately, we were here to witness this last scene of his darshan. Jai Baba to all the Baba lovers. I'm Dr. Miss Khambatta. Baba used to call me Alu. Here I'm working since last 2 years. And I know the story, how Baba had predicted when he came down here. This place, which was a military camp, Baba had told long ago, before the hospital started, that there will be a hospital, and it will be a very big hospital. After that, Baba visited this place for 4 times. Twice he gave darshan to Baba, to the patients and the whole staff of the hospital. I was not there. Second time also the same thing happened. He came here by the invitation of Sister Pushalkar, who was then the matron of the hospital. She asked Baba to come and visit the hospital, which Baba did it and gave darshan to number of patients and the staff. Third time when he came, it was a patient, Adi Senior's brother's son, Mellu. He was suffering from tuberculosis and was in this hospital, which is a tuberculosis hospital. There he came and visited him. He did not give darshan to all, but those who knew him had come and taken his darshans. Baba said all the time that this hospital is very fortunate for my presence being here. I was not there all these years, but having worked with Baba for a number of years, I was feeling very lonely when he dropped down his body, and I wanted to be near his Samadhi. So fortunately, I got the opportunity to come into this hospital, which I grabbed it at my earliest day. And today I'm here with grace of Baba the hospital is working under his guidance, and whatever I do, it is he and he alone that is doing, because the hospital has number of crises and it would have closed down on account of the monetary strain. But I've got firm belief that it will never close down, but Baba will make it go on and on. So many difficulties I had to encounter when I came here, and every difficulties are passing from time to time. And here today, with pride I can say, within 2-3 months, the problem will be solved, and it will be he will see that it is finally done as he wants it to be done. Thank you. Jai Baba to all the Baba lovers all over the world. I first heard the name of beloved Baba in Panchgani when I was a medical student. My friends, they did not believe in Baba's avatarhood. Then after years passed and I forgot the incident completely. In 1934, Banubai Kirawala, who was at that time a friend of mine, came in contact with me, and again she started speaking of Baba. But I was not at all drawn nor appealed, and the years passed on. In 1935, I started my hospital at a place where the accommodation was very small, and the next door to it, Bachubai Dada Chandji were staying next door. I wanted the bigger flat. I requested them that if they could give me that flat and if they could go to the top floor, I will pay the extra rent, and I will be very happy to get the flat for my hospital purpose. She told me she will just let me know her answer after consulting her grandfather. I did not know then that her grandfather was Meher Baba. So after a few days, she told me that you can have the flat. Years together afterwards, she told me that when I asked Baba whether the premises should be given to Dr. Khambatta, he said, she is mine, you can give her willingly. As the time passed on, Bachubai Dada Chandji's daughter Nargesh fell ill, and she was brought to my hospital. There she started telling me the stories of Baba, and Arnawaj, her sister, was also coming. And the story was so fascinating, so interesting, so exciting. Though I did not understand what was the depth of it, but it was a great pleasure to hear day after day and hours after hours. As soon as my work was over, I was requesting them to talk more and more so that I can understand. But in fact, I did not know that a human being can have a master. But I could understand that there is a depth of spirituality. The talk has impressed me so much that I wanted to know. I had determined to know more about our life, why we are born. And I started studying different religion, including mine, in my capacity. But I was not at all satisfied. I started then theosophy, thinking that that will give me some idea. Still I was not satisfied. But when I came to know of Baba's talk, it was just like a fairy tale to me. But I thought, Here I will get the answer of my query. And really it did so happen. At that time there were not many books written, and I had no idea nor I had time to read the books. Bachubhai Dada Chandji and Pleader, who was the great lover of Baba, they were also telling me different stories. But I could not understand unless one day I saw a picture, Tukaram, who was a Sadguru. The picture ran in Marathi without understanding a word of Marathi at that time. I just wept and wept. I did not understand why, but from the acting I could gather that this is the real depth for the sake of real love for God. For 6 times I saw the figure, and then I could understand each and every word. Then I could know that what God's love could be. Then Bachubhai Dada Chandji told me, would you like to see Meher Baba if you are so interested? I said, yes, I would be very happy to see him. Call me when he comes to your place. Now I had seen many times before meeting Baba personally, going to Bachubhai Dada Chandji's place, but I was never inquisitive. I saw him in Arab dress, with Arab's headgear, and I was thinking him to be a jeweler because my uncle had so many Arab jewelers, diamond appraisers. So I thought him to be diamond jeweler, and really he was more than a jeweler. Anyway, when Bachubhai told me that I will call you when he comes down to me, one day he did come. And before Bachubhai could inform me, Baba said, while getting down, I will see her personally. Without informing me, he came to my hospital with Faramroj Dada Chandji. I was dumbfounded. I could not welcome him as I should because I was really shocked to see great personality. I was thrilled. I was excited. I couldn't speak. As he was silent, I started being silent. Neither I wished him because I did not know how to wish him. He was too great for my imagination. Then Faramroj told me that you should not keep silent. You can speak. Even I did not offer him a chair to sit down. Faramroj gave the chair, and I made Baba sit, and Faramroj made Baba sit, and he made me to sit too. After myself being composed a little while, Baba asked me, have you any questions to ask me? It was a surprise to me. What question I could have when I did not know anything about it. So I said, no, Baba, I've got nothing to ask. He pressed me repeatedly, ask me anything. All of a sudden the idea came to me, Baba, since 1 month there is an epidemic of diarrhea, a number of my newborn babies, I would like that this incident should not happen. Otherwise, the name of the hospital is spoiled. Baba kept quiet, and then he asked me another question. Again, it was a puzzle to me. And without thinking, without knowing anything, all of a sudden I said, I wish to go to the West for higher study. This question I hadn't had a minute before in my mind, but all of a sudden it did come. Baba said, I will certainly send you, but not now. Now show me your hospital. I took him to my maternity ward, to my theater, to my dispensary, to my kitchen, to my own office room, but I did not take him where the patients were lying in the ward. because Parsis were against Baba at that time, which I knew from Dada Chachi. Baba, after taking round, he went away. But what he left me? A heart full of joy, joy which never contained in my body. It was overflowing. And I was just not walking, but walking in the air, flying in the air. Such was my joy. It lasted for hours together, and I wanted to know more and more of him. Opportunity did come, and I did see him. I could understand why could Baba, why people do not understand him. Baba told me that whatever you do, you leave everything to me and you do your work. My parents, who were not in favor of any other religion but Zoroastrian, they were staunch followers, especially my mother was a staunch follower of Zoroastrian. So I did not tell her for long 3 years that I had a master for me. One day, on his 1938 was his birthday, beloved Baba's birthday in Meherazad. So I was invited for the birthday. Now to leave Bombay and to go to long distance without the permission of my mother, it was not possible. So what to tell her when I did not breathe one word of Baba? So I told her lie, that I want to go for a certain post which is vacant. At Pune I am going. I took my younger brother and I told him that we are going somewhere, you have not to relate that to a mother, but you come wherever I take you. And we both went to Baba. And I came here to the heaven, to the paradise. It was my first experience to see the flow of love flowing on Baba's birthday. He was dressed in Krishna dress with golden embroidered robe and a crown over his head. It was so beautiful. He was so marvelous. And everything was just like a picture of heaven. I cannot imagine a heaven could be far more superior to it. Beloved Baba's birthday, we were there. Nearest Baba lovers. Gulmai washed Baba's feet with honey and milk. Thereafter, very few lovers just poured milk on Baba's feet, which I thereafter, Professor Deshmukh delivered the lecture. And it was so touching that I wept and wept. The whole hour the lecture lasted, and I could not keep my eyes clear. I was crying so profusely, and I was feeling shy. How is it that nobody is crying, and I'm crying so much? I did not know. It was the love which Baba was pouring to me. After this, there was a dinner, and Baba served food to all of us. It was a pleasure to see Baba serving each of us. We had hearty meal. And I was so exhausted with all the excitement that I wanted to take rest. Meanwhile, the order came from Baba. Nobody should relax. All should be up and doing. All should be alert. So I had to be on the alert. And Baba took all the women to the top, to the Meherazad hill. There in a big hall where Baba had his, Mera and Baba were staying, that big hall, we were collected about 200 women packed together. All wanted to be near Baba. I did not know the importance of being near Baba. So I hid myself behind him and I wanted to sleep. So Baba was giving beautiful spiritual lectures. Not a word I understood, nor I had the interest because I did not follow. I was so tired that I was dozing. Meanwhile, Baba clapped. Where is Alu? I was just got up from my sleep and here I am, Baba. He said, people are craving to see me and you are trying to be away from him. So I was brought nearer to him. I felt very awkward. But the compassionate father asked me, are you tired? I said, yes, Baba, I'm very tired. So he told me, all right, after finishing the lecture, I can give you rest. And he did give me rest. And I slept for 1 full hour and I was refreshed. Once, next day when Baba asked me, how do you feel? I said, Baba, I feel guilty. Why? Because I told lie to my mother. I told her that I'm going every doings. So this was the first experience which I got. If you do things in name of Baba, nothing happens. Time passed on. More and more contact of Baba, I came in contact of Baba. I was just writing letters to him, expressing all my work, what I was doing. Then I told Baba, I want to go to the West. As he had told me last time that I will send you. So this time he said, yes, I wrote a letter to him and in reply he came, you can go within 8 days. It was a shock to me. How could I go within 8 days when I hadn't had enough money to go there? He sent Dada Chandji, Faramraj Dada Chandji, just to arrange my passport and everything. I was upset. From where to get all the money to go to the West? So I said, why not to try to a place, Panchayat, Parsi Panchayat, where I had worked honorary for a number of years. So I went to the secretary requesting him that I want money as a loan to go to the West. He said that Panchayat meeting is over and now you won't be given anything. But as the word of Baba came, I understood that whatever he says, if it is done in faith, everything will be all right. So I went to the president, requested him that I would like to get loan from you if you can give me. He said, I will try. Within 2 days the reply came that as you have done faithfully the honorary service, we are willing to loan you, you have to pay it back. I was so happy. It was Baba's work. The rumor spread that I am going to the West and my mother did not know because I never knew that one could go to the West at that time within a couple of days. Dada Chandji arranged everything and my mother said my daughter never told me. Afterwards I made her understand that I had to arrange for money before I could give my plan outside. So anyway, within 15 days I went to London. There Baba had arranged for me. Before going to London, Baba asked me to pay visit to him and to take his blessings. When I went to him, he told me that I should write letters to him every 21 days. I was very happy that he had given me this order so that I can be in close contact with him. After reaching London, Baba had arranged with Dr. Donkin to stay with him in where he was staying in a boarding house. There the landlady of the boarding house was against Baba, which I did not know. I wanted to send some money to Baba, but I did not know that whether he could accept it or not, because that was my first experience. So I told that landlady that if you don't mind, will you please suggest me the plan? How can I send a token of love in gift in way of money to beloved Baba? So she said, you can send it in my name. So I readily did it. And the Baba's reply came to her that I was expecting that money, and as I started a new hospital, I wanted some instruments and I will buy out of it. So when the letter came, she had a hearty laugh. Oh, your Baba being God, knowing everything. I, whom I have not seen him, he knew that the money would come from me and he's going to buy equipment for the hospital. I looked very small, but I had to keep up because I did not understand then the meaning of it. Now I could understand that the reply was to me. So anyway, that incident impressed me, that Baba is all knowing. Then when I went to this, after that when I went to Dublin, I wrote my first letter after 21 days to Baba, saying how happy I was, how grateful I was to him. In reply, he wrote to me, you are one of the few fortunates who are so close to me. And that letter has imprinted in my heart so deeply that Baba loves you more than you could ever expect. And this was a great pleasure to know that you are one of his nearest one. After that, after passing my Dublin examination, I had to go to Vienna. So I went to Vienna with my friend. In the way, there the language was Germany, at that German language. So in the way, the whole train was full of Germans. Nobody knew English. We both wanted to go to the toilet. So we went to the toilet, keeping our portfolio, everything there inside the cabin. And when we came back, we saw that our trunk and everything were taken away, and we were without anything. Even our passport and everything was inside. So we were very much frightened. What can we do to the new place? We went from compartment to compartment, entreating everybody if they could understand English. None understood English. So we prayed to Baba how to go to a foreign land without anything, without any clothes, and what would have happened? Where could we go? Anyway, we just got down on the Vienna station and we were expecting our Indian friends to meet us. To our ill luck, they were not there too. And it was past 8 p.m. We both were so scared in a new land, without language, without money, without clothes. So we were just point of bursting, crying. A porter came to our help. He understood. He pushed us and told us with gestures that you be there standing or let all the people go and I will talk to you. So anyway, we had to keep quiet. He came after everything was clear and took us to the station master who could understand English a little. Then we told him our difficulty. He says, don't worry for your clothes, don't worry for your trunks, don't worry for your money, everything will be safe. You go home and I will see to everything. But how to go? We do not know the language. Then he managed a taxi driver who could understand. He made him understand in German language where he should take us because we had the address in our purse. Anyway, there we did not know the flat. So he was a very smart fellow. So he shouted from one end to the other, Indians, Indians, and the our friends who were in a house on the 5th floor heard and thought that we had come. So they just replied, came down. And all the time, you could understand that not a minute we had forgotten Baba. It was Baba who took our trial from the beginning, because I was a very nervous type of girl. And he made me bold within few hours. And anyway, we settled down there, and the next day our things came unhampered, intact. Everything was there, and we were very, very happy. Now to write letters every 21 days, it was a trial for me, because sometimes I was forgetting. One day I could remember at 11:30. I rushed down, wrote it and posted. One day I was train. I said, now 21 days will pass, the whole day I had to pass in train. How to post a letter? All of a sudden the idea clicked me. Why not to give to a passenger who was on the station down, to post him with gestures, because the languages were different. That was posted.